G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Biker Bits garage where regular blokes try and work on their bikes. So in this one, we've got Boris the DR650 way over there. You can see Pete.
Hey.
We're putting on, what are they, Pete?
The Procycle lowered pegs.
Brilliant. Let's go over and have a look at them.
Rightio guys, well one of the biggest beefs I have with the DR650 is the ergonomics. It's very small, so to address that, going with the lowered pegs, the Procycle lowered pegs. So they drop it by about 35 millimeters. So that's, I've already put the right hand side one on, this is the left hand side, so we'll go through installing that.
So that's the same as mine, isn't it? That's what I've got on
Yes, that's
mine.
exactly what Mark's got.
I should know that.
Yeah. So Mark's got a video on when he installed his.
So Procycle.
Yep. They're $285. I got them from Adventure Bike Australia, so very, very expensive.
Link in the description.
Yep. But they are good quality. They're very, very rigid. You know, everything about them is quality. So yeah, very expensive, but yeah, you're paying for what you get, I suppose. But lowering them by 35 mil would be great.
Yeah, that's it. The next step up from that is obviously going, what are they called?
Pivot pegs.
Pivot pegs.
Yep.
Way more expensive, but...
Yep. Like you can see, you know, the size difference is just amazing. You know, now just looking at the stock ones, you go, oh my God, you know,
well,
why would you bother?
Pete said jump on. We'll do that right now, hang on.
Yeah. So just with these, you know, they actually sit the same length out. So they sit the same length out of the bike that way, but yeah, you gain 35 mil height and you can, you know, see the width of the peg.
Righto, Pete. Get out of the bloody way. Let me get on Boris. So, Pete, did that stupid thing. I know this is recorded. Technical difficulties there for a minute. So, you've already put, so on that side is the Procycle.
Yep.
This side is the stock.
Yes.
So that one's going to be lower.
Yes.
And it's a bigger
footprint.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so, when you do that, man, that feels so good.
Yeah. I couldn't believe the difference. So with the stock ones, they're rubber mountings too, so there's a bit of flex in them as well. They're just the solid mounts.
That's right. So vibration purposes, you'll get more vibration with these as opposed to the
stock ones.
The stock ones.
But that's just something that I'm interested to check out as well.
I never really.
Yeah.
I don't think. Because people used to say about these and that they used to flex. I never really noticed anything when I was riding stock.
No, and I didn't either, because I've had this bike 12 months, done 11,000 K on it, never really bothered me. I was just addressing the ergonomics, just trying to drop the pegs.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've been happy with the standard pegs, but it's not until you get these other pegs on, you go, the difference is amazing.
It's the bigger footprint.
Rock solid, you got a lot more purchase with your boot on there. And when you put your boot on the stock peg, you just think it's
night and day.
Yeah, night and day, chalk and cheese. Yeah.
All right, so Pete's already done that one. Pete, you're going to quickly run through with the brake what you've done.
Okay, guys, we're just talking about the adjustment of the brake here. So by having the lower pegs on there, obviously in the stock form, this brake pedal will be sitting up 35 millimeters higher. So you've got to adjust the brake pedal down. There's only a certain amount of adjustment that you've got with this. So at the rear here where the brake master cylinder is, you screw this down as far as it will go, and also the brake light switch here is screwed down as far as it goes, and that gets it down pretty close. So it's still, in my eyes, it's still a little bit high, but that's pretty much as low as it can go. Now Procycle with the pegs, they do give you a longer spring to allow you that adjustment, but if you want to go any further than where that is now, you basically have to cut this bolt. So this bolt goes all the way through down to here. You need to cut about 5 millimeters off this bolt to allow the brake lever there to go back up there, and then you'll get that extra, you know, 5 mil that you want through there. So I hope that you understand what I'm trying to say there.
Rightio guys, so we're into it. Pete's bloody taken off the stockies. Do you know what size socket that is for the fellas?
14 mil.
There you go, we're now instantly professional.
So yeah, just while I'm doing this, I've just put a straight edge along here. So The level point is right on the top of the metal part here. So that's just a bit of a gauge. So when you put the lower peg on, want the level point to just be on the lower, on the top bit of that metal part there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put a fair bit of thread lock on these from the factory.
Booyah, straight out.
There you go. And you can see the rubber mounts in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So we just need the, oh, now you've got to tell them about the bolts and all that kind of bullshit. Actually, guys, while Pete's getting the bolts, if we go, so you can see daylight. Oh, you can only see daylight through one of them, Pete.
Okay.
Yeah, only
sure?
one. But apparently the thread doesn't go all the way through.
Yep. Yep.
So the stock bolts are too long, correct?
So with the stock peg here, you can see the thickness there and there is exactly the same. So with the two bolts, that's what you get.
Yep.
But with the Procycle ones, this here is thinner because there's this part, or extra bit there, so that's a lot thicker. So that's why you have to shorten one of the bolts, because if you use, there's the standard bolt that they give you. Hang on, have I done that right? Yeah, hang on. So then there's the short. So there's the standard bolt, and then there's the shorter bolt. So
that you cut.
That we cut.
Yeah.
So cut that to get that, because looks like the thread doesn't go all the way through. So because of that, if you use the longer bolt, the standard bolt, it doesn't go all the way in.
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
So that was the reason we had to cut it. So just because of that is thinner than that. So that thickness there is the same as, pretty much the same as the stock one there. You can see.
Yep.
And that's the reason why you need to cut the bolts.
Cool.
So you just.
So it's only one bolt you have to cut?
Only one on each side. Yep, you need to cut. You can still just, so it's only two you need to do.
Yeah, so only on the thinner one.
So then with the pin, there's a pin through here, so you just got to sort of push that to the,
Take the cotter pin out?
No, leave it all like that. That's all I did.
Hang on, isn't there a cotter pin?
Yeah, so it comes with a cotter pin and a washer, sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there's a washer, a washer that goes on there, and then the cotter pin, goes through there.
So take them out.
So take them out, and I just push that in a little bit there.
Yep.
So then we can just bolt it straight on, push that back down, and put the washer and the cotter pin in, and she's done.
Brilliant. Rightio, just to recap, guys, so that where the washer and the cotter pin is, the reason why you've got to push that through just to there, and say that, Pete, if you put a bolt in, that's to get that bolt in. That's purely the only reason why we're doing it. Now, we've just noticed that this washer is a real tight fit. We can just get it on, but yeah, if you're struggling with it, so did we. Right, let's get it on, Pete. Got our thread locker. I mean, this is a real simple job. I mean, you can't bugger this up, can you?
No. Famous last words.
Yeah.
I'll just sit that there.
Beautiful. That'll make everybody happy.
Yeah, yeah.
They love it when we put the bloody thread locker on.
Roger. This.
Just whack it on. The guys know what we're doing.
I'm just trying to keep out of the camera.
Yeah, I know. I struggle with it all the time.
It's a little bit tight because there's, old
existing
thread locking in those bloody holes. So I'll just get them started. Trust me, guys, these pegs are game changers.
Game changers.
They're game changers. So if you're going to do a mod to this bike, get these lowered pegs.
How tall are you, Pete?
Oh, 5'8".
5'8".
I think, yeah, something like that. Or 100, what is it, 178 centimetres.
And you're finding that...
Yeah, it's cramped. When you're standing on the pegs, I'm cramped.
Yep.
It was really noticeable when I was on Chappie's DR400 and how much better the ergonomics are on that bike compared to the DR. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you can certainly see the difference. Like, wow.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see what you've gained.
Yeah, that doesn't appear to be, anyway.
Yeah. Doesn't take much to make a difference.
No. And particularly if you're going to try and ride in the sand, you're going to be spending a lot of time on the pegs, and these are going to make a huge difference as far as that goes. You know?
Yeah, that's it.
So
trying to steer the bike with your feet.
Yeah, yep.
Beautiful. And these are a bolt that pretty much you can hunker down as much as you want.
Yeah.
You're not going to bust them.
No, and they weren't. They weren't overly tight when you saw when we undid them as well.
Yeah.
So now we've got to get this washer and cotter pin in.
The washer. So that's around there,
yeah,
is it? Oh,
yeah.
hang
So
on.
my head's not.
No, you're right.
So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a pain that, but I don't know whether we can.
There you go.
Whether we need to get onto that.
You see that, Adrian? That's your hammer.
Yeah, see, it did the job. Look at that.
Brilliant.
He's in. Thank you, Adrian. You're a good bloke. And then, just a matter of putting the cotter pin in. We might need to get some pliers. Bend that around, and I'll need to get some pointy nose pliers to get the other side.
Yep.
I don't know, are you videoing?
Yep. And your hands are all in the way.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys. It's a bit fiddly this. I've got to bring it up around that bolt head.
Oh, there you go. Brilliant.
And then, sorry guys if I'm in the way.
Oh, that's all right. We got it. They know what we're doing.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's it. They ain't coming down.
Tell me if I've done it wrong, guys. So now we've just got to undo the gear lever, and we'll adjust that
to match your
just,
height. Yeah. So Pete was using the level.
Yeah. So if I bring it back here,
Yeah.
we need, what was it, the top of that?
Yeah, the level was sitting on top of it.
Yeah, yep.
The metal bit.
Yep, so that's how much we've got to lower.
Yeah, so that's a long way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually more than what it looked like before.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
You can even see, see how this looks like it's been hitting on the engine
Case
there as well.
saver.
So, yeah, it must, with maybe the vibration of the engine, it must just move in enough at times just to touch that.
Or you've got a club foot.
Oh, I've got a club foot. Okay.
Rightio guys, so we're going to show you just the process of moving that bloody gear stick for some of you guys that might be interested in doing it or haven't done it or whatever. Go for it, Pete.
Yep. Put a mark where the gap is in the levers, just so sort of rough idea where it is right now, and then we'll be able to see, I suppose, how much of a movement. So it wasn't done up very tight at all.
Nah.
So, but it doesn't need to be, does it?
No, it locks into those splines.
Yep. So it just should come off.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, might have to loosen a bit more. Sometimes, guys, you have to, if they don't come off, you've got to put a flathead screwdriver in between the slot, just to pry it open a bit.
Yeah.
But that should come off.
There's no, I don't know whether there's a gap or anything that bolt.
Oh, actually take the bolt all the way out. No, that's right. There's normally a groove.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Bloody learners.
Right, she's out.
There you go.
You can see,
hang on, let me zoom in for the guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. Rightio. So let's just take a stab.
Too low.
Too low?
I don't know.
Let's have a look.
Oh yeah. Way too low. Love it when I'm right. Because that's the thing. That moves a little bit. That side moves a little bit. This moves a lot.
Yeah. So hang on. That to me is.
That's too high.
Hang on. Let's have a look. It's because it's got to be. Yeah, that's too high.
You've got to go one spline, if you can feel it. Wow.
To me, that's just one. That's one.
Yeah. So put it back to where you had it.
So there's the mark there. let me have a look. I think that's where. Yeah, that's the stop position. That's lining up with that mark that I put on there.
Yeah.
And just trying to go 1. Yeah, it's there. So. Well, look, I'll run with that.
Well,
it can't.
Don't do it up. We'll jump on the bike and have a look.
Yeah, it's.
So can you get your foot That's the trick. That's getting under. And with your boots.
Yeah. Oh well, look, I'll just have to run with it, you know, just because that's just 1 notch down.
Yeah.
And I reckon back in the stock position it's too high, but I'll just have to try that out. You know, just see whether my boots fine with that.
Yeah, and that's an easy. You can do that on the side of the track.
Game changers, guys. Game changers. Oh man, so comfy. Yeah. Just getting your purchase on each peg and no flex in those pegs as well. It is just so much better, you know, you can just control a bike with your legs a lot better.
Hey, bring on the Simpson Desert.
So the only other thing maybe, which I'll be looking at in the future, it may be bar rise or slightly higher bar. So when I'm standing on the pegs, you know, yeah, it's better because I'm 35 mil lower.
Yep.
But yeah, I reckon with some better bars, just maybe an inch, 25 mil up, I reckon that'll get me close. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, there you go, guys. That's it. That's the Procycle lowered pegs done on Boris the DR650, getting himself ready for the Simpson Desert.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Wrapped with it. Wrapped how that feels. Huge improvement. Yep. So cool.
Done deal. Righto, guys. Remember, keep on riding, and if you ain't riding, keep on keeping on.